Fields.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, I just want to share a couple of things with you. Representative Swan was up here talking about what happened in Aurora on July 20th and the prayer visual that we hosted in Aurora after this tragic event. I was a part of that celebration, and at that celebration, I offered a prayer requesting that we knit the hearts of our communities together. I prayed for those families. And since that time, I've been working with the community and the family to address violence, gun violence in our community. As I mentioned, I've been working on this since the summer and talking to people across Colorado, and 62% of the people in Colorado support a limit on high-capacity magazine. This legislation is not too far extreme for the state of Colorado. The citizens of Colorado are asking that we put a limit on high-capacity magazine. And the reason they support it is because they want to see a sensible approach to gun reform. And like the speaker said, this is just one of many different measures that I hope to pass to address and to curb gun violence. I heard some folks say that they didn't like me or anyone else mentioning the victims of Columbine or the children in Sandy Hook Elementary, or maybe the victims in Aurora. But I can tell you that I will always mention them because they should not ever be forgotten. And we shouldn't feel hopeless because of what happened to them. We should be empowered to act, to do something bold, to remember the lives that were lost in these horrific, tragic events. I, too, am a victim of a violent crime. I understand what it's like to lose a loved one due to gun violence. And I firmly believe that high-capacity magazine clips really have no purpose except for in the theater of war. You heard the speaker mention that there's not a limit on the number of high-capacity magazines you can have. So if we're limiting it to 15, if you think you need whatever 100 would equal to, then you can have as many as you want, because that's not going to limit your ability to have high-capacity magazines. There's been mentions about the chief police, the chiefs, and the Sheriff's Association, and we do have support. It's just not there. They're not all agreeing, but I do have some support from the Chiefs of Police Association as well as the Sheriff's Association as it relates to putting a ban on high-capacity magazine. And when I think about the threat that high-capacity magazines have to our law enforcement, because a lot of times they are outgunned. And when you think about, some of these 100 drums magazines, many of our law enforcement officers do not carry that kind of ammunition. So this is really going to help law enforcement, because they will not have the ability to purchase those things to make our police officers be at a disadvantage. Let's see. There was a lot of talk about this arbitrary number. Where do you get 10, 15, or whatever the number might be? But I can tell you that right here I have a list of states that have already banned the possession of high-capacity magazines, and their limit is at 10. Hawaii, Massachusetts, New York, California, New Jersey. So there are other states that are already doing these kinds of things. And with the movement that we're hearing from President Barack Obama, who also supports background checks and a limit on high-capacity ammunition, that we are trailblazing. I mean, this is an opportunity for the state of Colorado to lead as it relates to dealing with gun violence. So once again, I urge a aye vote on House Bill 1224.
Thank you, Representative Fields.